10-year-old gelding Toby came in with some health issues, grossly overweight, previous laminitic, had been progressing quite well, but before Christmas it was noticed that he had a ridge down the front wall of the right fore hoof, which was diagnosed as a keratoma. So understanding sedation and local block, along with John Blake the farrier, we have removed part of the front wall of the hoof, removed most of the keratoma. He was progressing quite nicely, but unfortunately he has developed a little bit of a lump at the coronary band itself, and we suspect that there is still some keratoma tissue under that coronary band. And so today I think we really need to anaesthetise him fully, so we'll do a full GA and we'll reflect part of the coronary band, try and remove the remaining keratoma tissue, which is a procedure not without a certain element of risk. Staple or suture the coronary band back in place, and then we'll need to monitor his progress quite closely over the coming weeks. So we'll go and start the surgery now. We're hoping that it'll go well, and I would estimate the chances of full success and full resolution of the problem at about 70 to 80%. Right, I'll go and prepare his drugs, and I'll see you in the school in a minute then, Lauren. There are some risks associated with general anaesthesia in the horse, and the current mortality rate for the horse for metabolically fit animals undergoing this type of field GA is still approximately a death rate of 1 in 300, which compared to current mortality rates for cats and dogs, which are estimated at being about 1 in 5 to 10,000, is still quite high. There are also some risks involved for the staff. Very occasionally we get induction excitements where the horse may not actually go down cleanly, and also there are significant risks when horses are coming round from anaesthesia. They don't like to wake up on the ground being a prey animal, and sometimes they'll panic and try and get up too early, which can represent a risk to them. And it's not unheard of for horses, even fit healthy horses, to unfortunately break a limb as they come round from anaesthesia. And obviously the people trying to control the recovery, there is an element of risk there. Okay, so if you just stand to the side, you have the lunge line. He should, if he does anything, just try and sink back away from us. And ideally I want this leg uppermost, but if he comes my way, we'll just roll him over. Once he's down, I need to hold his head down and protect his underneath eye from the sand.
So ideally you want him to come this way?
If he will, but it's not that critical. Just mind in case he lurches your way as his legs buckle. I'm just going to try and be awkward if he can. Okay, just put a towel under his eye. There we go. Okay, I'll need the clippers now for a little bit on his neck, and then if we get a rug underneath that leg, if we dust most of the sand off first. And I'll need the catheter now, Ellie. So on the front of the hoof here we can see the bulge at the coronary band, which represents the keratoma. The black here is some resin that was used to fill the previous channel that was cut out the front wall of the hoof. So what we need to attempt to do now is to cut up here and here with a Dremel, and when we get to the softer tissue here, we then need to reflect it back. So we've applied a tourniquet and S-march bandage, which should reduce the amount of hemorrhage, and that's now dremeled and reasonably well undermined, and so we'll cut up through the coronet now, and it might need a little bit more dremeling to free that. Normal germinal tissue there, doesn't feel too hard, so I think it's that lump there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we removed the keratoma tissue from the top there, and John is now just going to clean up the bottom of the incision that we've made now, which in effect is the top of last time's incision. So we'll just curette out some of the tissue that's there, put some penicillin in, and then close the wound. So far so good. Yeah, so far so good. Then we've removed as much tissue as we dare from under that coronary band area. Certainly seems to have removed a lot of fibrous tissue and left some softer, normal feeling tissue behind. Closed the wound, packed it with a swab, put a pressure bandage on to control the hemorrhage for now. And then we'll change the dressing in a couple of days, and then that will really be the next 2, possibly 3 months will be the sort of time period we're looking at to know, one, whether that coronary band tissue has remained viable, stayed in place and is going to grow normal hoof wall, and 2, whether we have successfully removed all of the keratoma tissue. So at the moment he is behaving pretty well. He's in sternal recumbency, he's not panicking and trying to get up before he's stable. The major danger with horses getting up too soon is that they can't actually keep their balance on their feet and then start to fall about. We've nerve blocked the foot we've operated on, which is a little bit of a two-edged sword. That means that it should be numb and therefore pain-free and shouldn't be making him feel panicky about standing up, but there is a slight risk that because it's numb and he may not be fully aware of where it is, he could injure something further in that foot if he now had a bad recovery and tried to stand too soon or started to stumble on it.
Good boy. Good boy. Well done, Toby. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You all right?
Successfully back up on his feet now then without too much excitement, luckily. He'll remain wobbly and ataxic probably for the next 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll be able to walk him back to his box, and then we'll have him on antibiotics and pain relief until we change the dressing on Thursday. So we're a month post-op now. Having walked him and trotted him, he's looking nice and sound, and we've had a close examination of his foot now with John the farrier. The wound itself is now keratonising and is nice and dry. The lump that we had previously on the coronary band is flat and hasn't recurred, and so I think if he continues to make good progress over the next couple of weeks, the next plan will be to fill that defect with some hoof filler. So if Toby continues to make good progress over the weeks and months to come, I think that there's every chance that he will grow some normal hoof down to fill that defect and should lead an essentially normal life.